Hi everyone. We're just giving people just a second to log on really quickly. And so as you will see, my name is Caroline and I am from the Design and Craft Council of Ireland. And as you know, today is National Drawing Day. So for National Drawing Day, we're taking National Drawing Day virtual. And this is our very first live workshop today with Kim Sharkey. So Kim is an illustrator and she is also a potter as well and a multimedia artist. So she's an abundance of talent and she's going to share some with us today to teach us how to make accordion books and also to put monoprints in with them as well. So Kim, I'm just going to pass you over, and throughout this workshop as well, if you have any questions, you can type your questions in here to the side and you'll see there in the chat section, or you can put it in the Q&A section underneath. And we'll try and ask some questions throughout, but we'll ask Kim the majority of your questions towards the end of her workshop, okay? So Kim, I'll pass on to you now.
Hello, you're all you're very welcome to my studio in County Donegal, and I'm delighted to be with you for National Drawing Day. So as Caroline was saying, thanks Caroline, we're going to be making our own accordion handmade books, and we're going to do monoprint into it. So we're going to actually take inspiration today from the work of Mark Campden. And Mark's work's showing in a fantastic exhibition that's on at the National Craft Gallery at the moment. So Mark's part of the Generation exhibition. So this is based on different families that are skilled artisans in the country and telling their story. So Mark, like myself, is a ceramicist, and he works in it's reduced fired majolica. And there's some images Caroline has.
Yeah.
And this technique is really rare. It's a historical Islamic ceramic technique, and they use reduced firing for it. And his father was actually trained by Alan Geiger Smith, a famous potter, in this technique. So you can see him here with his mum, Doreen, and his mum was she's a ceramic sculptor, and his father's work you can see here as well. The next image.
Sorry, thank you.
That's okay. So that's
we'll just
Mark himself. You can see the lovely work in the background and in the foreground there. We're going to have a close-up look at those pieces. And so Mark was actually given his father's notebooks. So we'll be able to show you some of those as well. And they're online. It's all available to look at on the Design and Crafts Council website. So this is his father's work, and you can see the beautiful abstract style coming. It's like calligraphic almost in the use of the brush and on the plate that his father made there. And the abstract forms can be seen also in Mark's work in the next image. I absolutely adore this moth here, and you can see the sheen of the luster in the glaze. So you can see now the books. We've got a picture of the books that Mark's father kept, and these would have been notes that he got from Alan Geiger Smith as well. And it's a treasure to have those on show in the exhibition. Do go and investigate it. And his mother gave him them, and it really influenced the work that he did in his own ceramics. So I just want to look at there's a statement that Mark's has on his website, and it says, and I very much feel this in my own practice as well, constant observation of life and behaviour in the natural world provides Mark with a continual reminder of life's challenges and endless wealth of imagery to infuse his work. So this is what we want you to think about for making your accordion book. So I've made two already, and this one is shooting stars and other things I see from here, based on my experience of the lockdown. So we're going to make a book together now. So just so moving on to this screen here, and there were some of the materials listed on the Design and Crafts Council website. So you need A4 paper. Now regular paper is fine. This is actually a card that you can get in most stationers. I've even seen it in newsagents, packs of 50 sheets of card. It's still quite fine. And you just need to fold it in half. So I'm using a knife. I have a thing like a tool that's called a bone that you use for folding and scoring things, but a knife's just as good from your own kitchen drawer. Makes so much from the kitchen drawers. So yeah, fold it exactly in half. Make sure you get your corners to meet exactly, and then you're going to cut that in half. I have those ready, and then to start building up the pages, take the ruler, and I just lie one of the halves on top of the other because I want to make square pages. And I use this knife, it's kind of blunt, just to score along for the folds. And that makes it easier then when you come to folding your page. Okay, that's the start of your accordion book, and you'll carry on and do that with the other side as well. And then what you need to do once you've got that all folded is to glue together, and you'll see, I'll just do one of these so I can show you properly. That's the full size sheet, and you'll find at the end of each of these papers there's going to be a shorter one. So we want that to go on the back of your fold. So we'll glue that up, put a sheet underneath, and this is important when you're coming to gluing at each stage of your book. You work right to the edges. You don't want any little bits of your book sticking up at the edge. So you want a nice neat finish. And I'm trying to make the glue as smooth as possible. Keep any chunks out of it. So that's going on back there. Take it right to the edge. Okay, so you can see how you start to build up the book, and I've got one here that I worked on, and I used a page and a half. I used 3 of the 3 half pages to make this nice and long. And you need to remember what's going to go on the covers. So this is going to be glued to the outside cover, and it's a bit short, but that's okay. So that's going to go on one side, and this is going to go on the other side. So that. And the next thing we're going to do now is start to think about what design we're going to put on. So as we were saying, be inspired by your experience of the lockdown, this historical event that's happening in our own lifetimes. And what I've done here is a little storyboard. So start jotting down ideas, what's affecting your day at the moment. I know your age group, we're not really allowed to go into the shops or anything. So what are you doing to occupy your day? So my day starts with slug hunting. I actually based a whole accordion book on this because I'm trying to grow lettuces, and every morning I have to go out and look for slugs and take them on a wee holiday in a stick. So I've started with the slug hunting image, and then there's houses of loved ones that we travel by and wave to, and our neighbours cycling, or maybe you go cycling. And I'm finding that I'm really watching nature very closely, and there's 4 swans on the lake beside us. So I've got a big swan here, and he's going to link into another page. And this is the lake or the sea that's nearby, and bulrushes beside the lake. And then the stars at night are amazing. So I've done the stars, and I'll have one looking like a shooting star, and also 2 hares, because at night and in the morning there's lots of hares running about here. So I'd love to see what your story is, and you can send them into the Design and Crafts Council once you've made them. So you do a draft, a rough storyboard, and then you can use pencil to lightly put your story onto the back of your accordion book. So remember, again, there's the glued side that's going to go on the cover. So this page here is going to be your first page. So you need to remember that. So I start with the slug image. And for monoprinting, what you're doing is just picking up your printing medium. So this is, it's oil pastel. So I have my oil pastel here. There. So that's the oil pastel, and I've just rubbed it over and built up a good layer, few layers of medium for printing, and I've put it onto card. So okay, and if you don't have oil pastel, I've got a test here to show you other mediums that you can use. So we've got the ordinary pencil. So I'll just top that up, and we've got crayon, so just normal Crayola crayon. Top them all up for you. Just do a good few layers of each, and regular coloured pencil. I found the coloured pencils are some of the best things in the test, and surprisingly the normal graphite pencil is very good too. And another colour pencil, just to compare a different brand. And what I've done to help make this pick up onto the paper for monoprint is add a tiny bit of Vaseline or Lipsil. And if you're really stuck, some people were saying that they don't have that available at home. I think even a very thin layer of thing like dish soap would help pick it up. It's not ideal. This is definitely better. You can see the sheen that it creates, so it's helping mix with the colour. Crayon, colour pencil, and the other colour pencil. So it's just a little bit you need. Okay. And I'll just put this aside so I can show you this test happening. So I'll just do some simple designs. I'm going for the lettuce. And the crayon, what we do there, do a little hill with a tree on. Okay, and colour pencil now. So do a wee bird. And colour pencil, so we'll just do a big leaf here. So this can be erased. I've done it on the Accordion Book also. Do the pencil on the back and it can be erased, or you can use scrap paper on top so you leave no mark on that paper. So you can see how these turn out. That's lovely. So I did the bird a little bit below, but it's picked up really well. Even on the crayons picked up well. I found that's a bit fainter sometimes. So have a play around before you start your book to see what medium you want to use for your printing. But the printing, when you do print, it's absolutely beautiful effect. You can see the nice texture that comes from working on the card as well. So there we go. So I am going to use this printing medium, and I've etched out my drawing just to save time. You can watch this take shape. So what I've got in this very first image is some writing, and you need to remember that your writing has to go backwards. And I'll show you a technique for looking after that when we're working on the cover. And I'm actually putting the slugs in it. It's been such a feature in my life in lockdown. And we'll put a big chunk out of that lettuce. Okay, I'll show you how that's done. So you can see the texture there, and that's with the oil pastel. So we'll carry on to tell the story. Now I'm going to top this up in between. You can see the print has come out of there. It's picked up the oil pastel. And the reason I use card, because I have done printing where I use a hard kind of perspex or plastic, so it picks up really easily, but I don't want it to pick up too easily and to get a lot of the oil pastel on, so I prefer to put it on cards so there's a slight resistance. Okay. I'm going to do the hand bigger because I always give a really big wave when I go past my mother-in-law's house down the road in the hope that she's looking out and she can see us. And I'll just carry on and do the rest. So make sure your image is on the printing medium. Now that just seems to go to there. The swans have really got my attention the last few days. And I absolutely love the bulrushes by the lake. work with different textures. You see the bone rushes a bit of colour.
Hi Kim, I'm just giving you a time check. It's almost 25 past 11, and
Okay.
I'm also, if anyone needs Kim to repeat anything, can you just quickly give me a quick text in the chat section, and I'll be able to ask Kim any of your questions. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, thanks. Put a little bit. I'm going to top this up again while we're going. And there, and I'm really lucky that if you go early in the day down to the beach, here I see the heron. He seems to nestle in at the side of the lake, so he's really been part of my lockdown, which has been gorgeous. Give him a start bit. And then we'll start the stars, come into the evening now. The morning started with the slug watch. I cannot wait to hear some of your stories. And the bunnies. All the nature is so undisturbed that it seems to be getting more brave, and we're seeing more of it around. Finally, the shooting star. We'll finish with some wishes and the shooting star. So I'll show you now the monoprint. So this is what the book looks like.
Fabulous. That is amazing, Kim.
Really strong. So I'm going to put that to one side, and I just want to show you how to work with the covers. So we have the front there, and so I've already prepared the front cover, shooting stars and things I see from here. And then for the back cover, you can use any type of coloured paper you have about. And for this one, I've gone with flat paper. So you can see when I made the slug book, I crunched up the paper to give it a bit of texture. So that's just a case of screwing up the paper that you have. It's nice and simple if you want to have a more textured look. Okay, so that's how you do that. And the first thing you need to do when you're preparing your books is think about the writing. So I'm going to use the pencil on here, and I'm just going to simply put in the center. Remember to go backwards by Kim, and the 2020 as well. So you have that to work out how to point it backwards. There we go. I'll get gluing with that. But I just want to show you a little technique, because this can be tricky. So you just do it on a pale sheet. Okay. So say 2020. You just put the two sheets together, you write it the right way around, and then you'll have it there backwards. So when you come to do your cover, you can just write on the backwards one, so it's easy for you to do. And that can be glued on. Okay, so again, when you come to the gluing, the main thing to do is really make sure you have every edge covered. And this is a hard card, and the same type of thing that you get on the back of sketchbooks. So you just want to get your book that you've printed and to put it here, to put it on the hard card, and you basically draw around there, which I've done already. Got this here, and that'll be ready for your covers then. So again, take it right to the edge. And you try and do it as smooth as possible. There's lots of different types of sticky glue out there in this kind of gel stick format. So I have to admit, I like the Pritt stick, it's reliable. Putting that onto the edge, and rather than, now clean your fingers in between what you're doing. When I've done the mono printing, you'd really need to go and wash your fingers before doing the gluey bit. So make sure that's stuck, and then get each of the sides, glue to the edges, take that, fold it over. This one too. Just going to take this and trim this edge so it's a bit wider. Okay. And I'm getting a fresh piece of paper, so I don't want to re-glue any of that. So the next thing is I just take this right down that side. It's good thin paper, this normal coloured paper, so it's easy for gluing on. And then we take the edge, and I don't fold it down completely. I don't want it to be that tight. I just do a small bit of a triangle on each side just to neaten it, and then press the edges. And on the other side. So then you've got your front and back cover. And now I'm going to glue this. So again, put the covers to one side, and I'm just going to tidy up the edge of the glue. There. So this is for the front cover. I would usually wait for this all to dry as well. So front cover on it. Yeah. And once it's all dry, take your time to erase the drawings that you've done on the back for printing. And going to put a sheet in between here now because I need to glue this back bit. I hope you have fun thinking about your own story, the adventure that this has been, the strange lockdown experience for us all. And we'd really, really love to see what you've made. I'm going to keep that in there just now while I'm doing this. So I'll just make sure they're level. There we go. So that's another Accordion book. Got one here. This is the other one. And with extra bits. And then this is ours today. So I'm delighted that you could join us and find out how to make your own accordion book for National Drawing Day. And I hope you really enjoyed the monoprint technique.
Kim, thank you so much. That was so wonderful. And everyone, thank you for joining us, as Kim said, and we hope you really enjoyed that. We also we have a wonderful uploaded video of Kim making accordion books, and you can access that on the National Design and Craft Gallery website. And we have other events going throughout the day, so please look at our website for details. And also, you know, if you'd be able to forward us any of pictures of your beautiful accordion books and monoprints, you can email them to getirelandmaking@dcci.ie, and we'll be able to upload them onto our website, and everyone will be able to see them. And you know, well done, well done. Thank you so much. And our next workshop today it's a conversation with Emma and Hannah Wilgard Kelly, and they're going to be showing us their drawings and the drawings of their parents. So you're very welcome to join us for that too. It'll be at 12:30 today. Okay, so thank you, and we'll finish off now. And Kim, thank you so much.
Thank you, Caroline, and everybody, thanks for being with us. Happy National Drawing Day.
Happy National Drawing Day, Kim. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.